went to the car wash and sprayed the old truck off. See? All I can say is y'all can't do this shit with your fucking Corvettes, can you? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by today. Well, we're on our way to the track. We're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Gonna go make some hits. Got the boost controller all wired up on the truck. I want to go ahead and throw something on here, and we'll go through everything and set the boost controller and the bump and get this all figured out. So let's dive in. Okay, so real quick, I've already got this done, so hopefully I don't forget anything, but we'll go over it real quick. First things first, we're going to want to go up in our toolbox and add individual configurations. We're going to want to add our boost. We're just going to click on that. Well, double click on that and then the default. And then just as we did there, we're going to go down to the IO and we're going to click IO and the default. So now that we have these up here, our boost and our IO, first off, we're going to open our IO and we're going to put in dome pressure and make it a 5 volt. We have to configure it before we can do anything with it. Configure it. We're using a Holly sensor, and if you have an offset, you need to put that down here. Whenever I first put the key in, that my sensor was -10, so I put a 10 psi offset down here, made everything 0. Perfect. So we've got that. Nothing in our outputs, and our input and output there is just as it is. So now we go to our boost, and we want to set this up with a dual port dome pressure control, and we have dual Holly mag valves, and we are on dome pressure only and boost first time. And now I do not enable this. For the master enable, we'll use our 50% throttle, and you can move that to whatever you want. And the other thing that we will also use here is our boost first time. So we're going to check our trans brake launch and our boost scramble, and we're going to put 2 pounds on our launch because that's what we're going to try to begin with, and 5 pounds in our scramble up top just to be safe. On our safeties, since we have a 3-bar map sensor, we're just going to put it at 30 pounds. That'll be more than safe, and if it hits that, it'll revert to wastegate. So, and then our dome pressure, since we don't know what it's going to be yet, we're just going to put it to 100 for now, and even though we're still going to ignore it. We have our solenoid source as the compressor type, and our PIDs are set up at 10 and 30 with our target limit at 100 psi of dome, just in case. And once again, we are on dome pressure input. Our boost first time, we're just going to set something up real easy here. We're leaving at 2 pounds, so the first we're going to leave at 2 pounds. So once we come off the button, it stays there for a split second, and then it ramps up to 16. We just threw something in there real quick to make sure everything was correct. We want to make sure that our trans brake and all of our everything is set up here, which it probably won't be yet. You'll have to go over to your pin maps, and all these will need drug down to where they belong. And if you tuned in yesterday, you'll notice this chart. This is everything. This is our inputs and outputs down here. So this is our output page here. So all this matches this. And our input page, all that matches all this. So that was very easy for us to do. We just simply had to follow our paper, and that left us with our inputs and outputs, such as. So that was all we needed to do to get a boost controller. One more thing is, let's go ahead and set up our bump, since we do have it, and I like it to actually get set up as a more of a creep, if you will. So we're going to go into our system parameters and basic inputs and outputs, and we're going to go to our staging function. We're going to enable it, and we're going to move this to a duty cycle. Since we have a solid state relay and we wired that in. And the frequency we're going to start with, since we have a Turbo 400 and a Pro brake, we're going to start with 15 hertz. 15 to 18 is where I would start with a Turbo 400. And with that being said, also, the hertz I found out is like how instantaneous it is with the button and how correct it feels with the button. If it doesn't feel like it's at one with the button, play with the hertz a little bit. The duty cycle, do not get confused on this. If you put 100% duty cycle in and you hit the bump button, it's not going to move. If you put 0% in and you hit the bump button, it is going to launch. So you're going to want, I would say, above 50% to keep it from being crazy. We're only at 3,500 RPMs to begin with, so we're going to start about 65, and that's still probably going to be a little hot. I'm probably going to bring that down since we do have a boosted application. And then the time is how far the vehicle moves, how far it bumps. So if whenever you hit it, if it's bumping real slow and it's not bumping, if it bumps in real nice and smooth and it doesn't bump far enough to hit the second bulb, go ahead and bring that time up. And as if it goes too far, bring that time down. So that's just a couple little hints with you. Should help you all. All right, there we go. I hope this gets y'all at least able to have a working boost controller and bump and staging control. I know I went over this a little fast. I do apologize for that. We're in the truck. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment down below and I'll get right to you and we'll get everything handled. It's very simple though. If you watched the video yesterday, it was very simple to wire up. We basically, all we had to do was just attach wires because we had everything told us where it needed to be yesterday. It was very nice. So thank y'all for stopping in, and stay tuned. We're going to go to the track and see what kind of trouble we can't get into. So that video should be dropping tomorrow as long as everything goes well. And once again, thank y'all very much. Have a wonderful day.